Guys, welcome back to my channel. It's me Kagam. Okay, so Louis Vuitton have a bunch of new exotics that are coming out for the autumn winter season. I'm super excited to do this video. You know how much I love exotics and fur. That's really my thing. For as long as the brands make exotics and fur, I will cover both of them as long as you're interested. If you're interested, I'll cover it. Now, before we get started, let me know if you want to see me do a preview of the Fendi Cruise show. That's the show that everyone's been talking about, that Marc Jacobs was involved in. There was a lot of fur, there's a lot of exotics as well. Would you like me to do a preview? You will let me know in the comments if you're interested. I will only do it if you watch it. If you don't watch it, I'm not filming it, okay? All right, so let's just get started. We have a lot to get through today. We'll go through the exotics from Louis Vuitton that are coming for autumn winter, and then I'm going to tell you some of the trends that I think are coming for autumn winter and for 2023 when it pertains to exotics, okay? All right, so let's start off here with this beautiful, this is so gorgeous, and this is again part of, I think, some of the trends that we're going to be seeing for 2023. This is a like a metallic, it's like an ultra matte metallic ostrich capucine. I think this is gorgeous. It can be pre-ordered now if you're interested. I don't have references or pricing information. Ostrich tends to be cheaper than ostrich tends to be cheaper than like croc and alligator, obviously, but lizard I found tends to be cheaper than ostrich for some reason. This is beautiful. I love the way the logo like melts into the ostrich leather. I think this is absolutely gorgeous. You know, I'm not a silver person. I don't like silver. I don't like palladium hardware or anything like that. However, I do think it's nice to have like one silver bag in my collection for the future. So I do think that this would be something really beautiful. And again, it's exotic. So of course I would love something like this. This is really nice. So I just wanted to show this one. I think this is actually one of my favorites that I've seen. There's this Petit Malle. This is a Python Petit Malle. It's absolutely beautiful as well. It's really interesting because it's interesting that they're giving the Petit Malle so much attention at the moment. I've noticed there's like a lot of attention. We're seeing the Malle in a lot of the capsule collections that are coming out. We tend to see it over and over again. I feel like they're kind of showing more interest in the Malle at the moment. I'd love to know what you guys think about that. And then this beauty right here, this is a lizard capucine with, this is really interesting because I feel like lizard to me looks better in warmer like colorways. Like it tends to just look much better to me in warmer colorways, but again, it's absolutely gorgeous. Now, because I know exotics very well, I'm able to recognize the leather just based on looking at it. But some of you were telling me like, how do you get to like learn about exotics? Well, obviously subscribe to this channel, obviously, but generally speaking, lizard to me is the most subtle exotic hide out of all of them because it's very, very subtle and very discreet. Another thing about lizard is literally no one will know that the bag is real because very few people are able to tell the difference, okay? Another thing is many people also confuse lizard and python as well. Now the next one here is a python capucine. Now this is interesting because normally we see python only used as like a trim for the capucine, but this one looks like a python capucine. This is pretty. Some of you had been asking me about, is python durable? You're worried about the durability of python. You're worried that it will like flake off. I was getting those questions like, does python flake? If the exotic is cheaply made, yes, it's going to flake. There's no question. But Louis Vuitton's python leather is sealed, so it's not going to flake, number one. And number two, like they use very high quality hides for their exotics. Something else to note about Louis Vuitton's exotics is every single Louis Vuitton exotic bag, regardless of the hide, is handmade from start to finish. Their canvas bags are not, fully handmade. Their leather bags are not fully handmade, but the exotics are handmade from start to finish. So I think it's worth noting that. And generally speaking, all artisans across all of the houses that make exotics are like the really, really talented ones who have been doing it for a very long period of time because the leathers are very heavy. So it requires an artisan who really knows what they're doing. And they have opened like a special atelier just for exotics in Vendôme, which I think is like near Paris. So they're taking it very seriously. Okay. There's this one here, which is this, again, the Malle. And yeah, again, this looks like, I actually think this is croc or alligator, could be one of the two. Again, with, again, with that kind of silver hardware effect. I think that's something that people want to see for autumn winter. People want to see those kind of cooler tones for the colder months in the Western world. So I'm sure that's going to be very popular as well. There's also this one here. Again, this is probably alligator or croc, whichever one. The scales are much bigger on this one. This one is definitely a statement. It's not going to be everyone's cup of tea. This is very obviously an exotic bag. It's not like lizard leather that can kind of melt into the background and is much more subtle and discreet. This one is very, very, very obvious. There's this absolutely stunning twist bag, which is, I think, the same height as this one. So again, it could be croc or alligator, and it has silver hardware. Absolutely beautiful. Love this one. There was a really gorgeous twist around the time when I went to Paris in January, and it was on the website. It was black with gold hardware, and it was like Peyton's alligator. It was one of the most beautiful exotics I've ever seen from like any of the houses. Super beautiful. So I think I had mentioned it before, but when I went to Paris, I got a lot of information about how Louis Vuitton's exotics work. So basically, the way their exotics work is like this. All of the exotics, for the most part, they make very few of each style. So when they sell them, it's like a one in, one out thing in the boutique. So in your local Louis Vuitton boutique, you might see an exotic there, and maybe you're like, okay, well, is that exotic available for sale? Of course it is. If they sell it to you, there's no question. The commission for the SA is incredibly high. They make a lot of money if they sell exotics, number one. But if they sell it to you, then they will then alert their bosses, like, hey, we sold an exotic, whatever, and then they will bring another exotic in. They don't tend to have like a ton of stock for exotics, maybe with the exception of like the flagship boutiques in London or New York. Those ones might have like many, but all of the Louis Vuitton boutiques, it's like they sell the exotic, they replace the exotic. They sell the exotic, they replace the exotic. When I was at the Champs-Élysées boutique, I remember the SA specifically telling me that if I saw an exotic that I liked, but if it wasn't in the Champs-Élysées store, let's say it's in the Saint-Germain boutique or it's in the Place Vendôme boutique, they will get it delivered basically to where you are. This is when it pertained to France. As long as you're a serious customer, obviously you have to be ready to buy. But let's say theoretically you wanted to buy a Capucine in croc or alligator or python, whichever height it was, and you were ready to buy. If it was in Lyon, they would bring that exotic to you, honey. So they're very serious about this business. So if you like these bags, and to be honest with you, I love exotics, but like the stress of even thinking about how to acquire one from Big H, I always come back to LV. I'm always looking at their exotics, and they are absolutely breathtakingly beautiful. When I was in Paris in January, that's when I saw how serious Louis Vuitton are about their exotic leather bags. They are so beautiful. They're very memorable. Literally, I remember the way many of them look. They're absolutely stunning. So yeah, let me just show you some other ones, and then we're going to chat about other things in general. This is another croc or alligator one. It's like an ombre effect. We'll chat about that later. This is interesting. This looks like the Capucine BB, looks quite heavy. There's this city steamer here, again, ombre effect. Super gorgeous as well. These are going to be insanely stunning in real life. Like, they're going to look so gorgeous, so beautiful in real life. I'm trying to see what this is. This looks like ombre lizard. Super beautiful as well. And again, another Malle. I think the Malle lends itself, maybe because of the structure and the hard sides, to the sort of heavier leathers. But yeah, this is another gorgeous one. Oh my goodness, look at this beauty right here. This is a really stunning, I believe this is lizard. This is a really beautiful lizard pink Capucine. It is absolutely gorgeous. I don't like the shade, but the bag is beautiful. I love pink and I love lizard leather. Yeah, absolutely stunning. So these are all of the new Louis Vuitton exotics. Now, before I forget, let me quickly tell you about autumn winter exotic trends that I have been noticing across all of the houses, but definitely Louis Vuitton is doing a few of them. Ombre exotic. So the ombre effect that we've already literally just seen here, that I've just shown you, that is something that is, you know, I think really hot right now when it pertains to exotics, like that dégradé effect. People want to see those ombre dégradé finishes. It adds texture to the exotics. It just makes them a little bit more fun, a little bit more different. One thing that many people who like exotics but can't pull the trigger on is the fact that some people can't get it out of their head that the bag is fully croc, fully alligator, fully lizard. The ombre effect helps to almost trick your eye a little bit. You don't feel like it's a fully croc bag or it's a fully lizard bag or anything like that. There's this other gorgeous colorway that I saw recently. This is a new colorway. It is a python, and it is from the Capucines line, but it's python and torchon leather, and it's like a kind of off-white color, kind of like cream. It's really beautiful. I just wanted to quickly show you before I forget. Another trend when it pertains to exotics is we're really seeing like the continuation of like the mini bags. That's still a huge trend. That's a huge trend anyway for all handbags, but for exotics, I'm noticing that too, particularly at Big H. Like all of the mini bags from Big H that are exotics sell over retail in the resale market. So like the Kelly Pochette in any exotic leather hide. The Kelly Pochette comes in Swift leather, which is just normal standard leather. It comes in ostrich, okay? And it also comes in croc. The mini Kelly comes in a bunch of normal leathers, including Epsom, which is just like a standard leather, Chèvre, which is goat skin. It also comes in lizard. It also comes in croc, and it also comes in ostrich. The lizard mini Kelly from Big H, aka Hermes, is probably the hardest mini Kelly one to get. It tends to go to people with six-figure purchase history of the brand. Now, as many of you know, Louis Vuitton doesn't really play those games. If you want to purchase an exotic bag from Louis Vuitton, you can walk into any Louis Vuitton today. You don't need to have a history and all of this and all the rest of it, and you can buy one. There is no question that if you buy an exotic at Louis Vuitton, frankly, I think if you buy even two, you would definitely have a very strong profile at the house. They will invite you to events. They tend to invite a lot of their VIPs who purchase exotics to Louis Vuitton events. I definitely think buying exotics is like a fast track to VIP status at Louis Vuitton, if that's important to you. It depends. So for some people that doesn't matter, for some people that is important. Another trend that we're going to see, so as I said, pertaining to the smaller exotic bags, we are seeing this at Louis Vuitton, like the smaller sort of mini bags, so like the Capucines mini, that also comes in alligator, and I believe that one in Paris is 17,000 euros, and you get the VAT refund. For some context, that's the Capucines mini in alligator at 17,000 euros, whereas the mini Kelly at Big H in Paris is about 22,000 euros, and you haven't bought like beige and built your profile. So it's obviously much more affordable to go to Louis Vuitton, and at the end of the day, honestly, I don't care what anyone says, Louis Vuitton's exotics are absolutely terrifyingly beautiful. Like, they are majestic. When you see them in real life, these stock pictures do not do them justice. When I saw those exotics in real life in January, I was blown away. Big H, honey, pressure is applied to that wig, honey. Get your edges together, because Big LV is not playing. So those are like two trends that I'm currently seeing at the moment. I'm also seeing a lot of color for autumn winter when it pertains to exotics. I'm seeing this mainly at Dior, and I've also seen this at Gucci, so we're seeing a lot of color as well. Normally when people think of exotics, they think of black. You think of like a patent black bag, so like a patent black Capucine or a patent black twist, which by the way I love. I think I've chatted about this before in my previous exotic leather guide video, which I filmed a while ago. But the younger generation of clients who like exotic leather tend to prefer the matte finish. So the finish that doesn't have that patent wet look, whereas clients from a different generation prefer the sort of shinier patent look. For me, I prefer the patent looks. I think it just looks glossier. I think it looks much more feminine on me. However, matte finishes are growing on me, and I do think that Louis Vuitton has got some beautiful options if you are into that kind of thing. I think Louis Vuitton's approach I think Louis Vuitton's approach in general to exotics is just very, I don't know, I just like the way that they make them. I think that they look really nice. I think they look beautiful. I think Louis Vuitton's leather bags lend themselves to the heaviness of the exotic leathers. So like the Capucine, just like the structure of the Capucine, you know, because it almost looks like a triangle. I think it just lends itself to those types of leathers if you're interested. I'd love to know which one of these autumn winter exotic exclusives you like the most. Which are the ones that you think are the nicest? I think all of them look really great, but I think my favorite out of the ones I've shown you is, of course, the pink lizard Capucine. That is the one that I like. I think lizard is a great option for those of you who want something very elegant and discreet, but also very subtle. As I said, it's incredibly subtle. I think when you look at these pictures that you've seen in this video, you might be like, wow, it's not that subtle, you know? It's not that subtle, it's so obvious. Everyone's going to know that it's an exotic leather bag. No one's going to know that it's an exotic leather bag. Lizard leather is incredibly subtle, particularly the way Louis Vuitton does it. I love also lizard for the Capucine. I've gotten some questions previously from some of you guys about lizard leather. Some of you said you don't like the way it looks, you're unsure about it. I would urge you to go into the boutique in person to Louis Vuitton and have a look at their lizard pieces before making a judgment. I remember seeing a really beautiful lizard twist, again with this beautiful ombre effect, when I was in Paris at the top of the year, and it was absolutely stunning, and it was so subtle and discreet. So I just think that these are just beautiful bags. They're like jewels. If you don't like exotics, I totally respect your opinion, but this video is for people who do like them. So I'd love to get your feedback. If you like this video, would you like me to film more? I'm always looking at exotics anyway because I love them. It's very hard to find content about them that goes into detail, so I hope that my videos will be helpful. And yeah, I'd just love to know what you guys think about them. Dior have a lot of beautiful new exotics. I can't wait to see those when I go to Paris. They've got a ton of them. Dior do lizard leather beautifully, but honestly, Louis Vuitton will be getting my money for exotics because so gorgeous, so beautiful, and they really do stand out. Louis Vuitton also own their entire supply chain, so if you care about that, you can go read about that on their website when it pertains to the way the exotics are made. I really hope that this video has been helpful. I would love to get your feedback on this video and what you thought about it. I can't wait to know which ones that you guys liked. Exotics are not scary, they're unique, they're beautiful, they're like jewels, they're like almost like crown jewels. They're just not everyone's cup of tea, but if you like them, I think you're going to like my channel. From time to time I will cover them. Louis Vuitton do use mink fur. They tend to use it for prêt-à-porter and accessories. From time to time you will see mink bags and mink pouches. Again, those are one of ones. They tend to go to the top spending clients and they go to VIPs first, and they're already allocated most of the time. Every now and then you might see a mink accessory or a mink piece in the boutique, but most of the time they're already allocated to clients because Louis Vuitton tends to know which of their clients like fur. But they tend to use mink fur for prêt-à-porter, so for their coats and things like that. Mink fur is also used a lot on the men's portion of the business. There are a lot of men's like coats, and I remember a few seasons ago there was like this really vibrant men's hoodie that was made of mink, and it was fully sold out. So you can take from that what you will. I love the look of their mink coats. I think they look super beautiful as well. I really hope that you have liked this video. Love to know what you think. If you like me, please consider fully subscribing to my channel and hitting notifications. One of you the other day, you said that I am like a YouTuber that you like. Thank you for that. However, I don't see myself as a YouTuber. I would love if you would just see me as Kagem, who's on the internet, who loves luxury. If you don't really watch YouTube videos that much anymore, it doesn't matter. I am wherever you are. If you're on TikTok, go find me there. It's linked below. If you're on Instagram, honey, I've got my luxury Instagram, baby. Go follow me below. If you love Facebook, you can go join my group and you can go follow my page, and you can also go read my blogs. I'm wherever you are. I'm not just like a YouTuber, whatever. I'm doing my own thing, honey, you know, chasing multiple bags here, but I'm also on the internet posting about luxury wherever you are, okay? So make sure you go follow me on all of my socials. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you very soon in my next video.